Okay, we're back on the 1927 Chevy. We're pulling the transmission. My video shut off when I was disconnecting the drive shaft to show you guys how to pull that sleeve and stuff. But I got the sleeve part, but I didn't get the part with the retainer that holds the drive shaft together to the piece that's inside here. That has the bolts on. This has the bolts on it, and then you just slide that bracket over, put 4 nuts on, and then that holds everything together. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pull out the rest of the transmission bolts. We're going to pull out 2 cross member bolts, then we're going to drop the transmission out the bottom. I'm going to leave the gear shifter and the foot pedals and stuff on it. Sometimes it's easier to take them off, but we're just going to drop it down to the floor, so I think we'll be okay just leaving the pedals on. And maybe we will take them off. Let's take the pedals off. We'll make it a little easier just taking the pedals off. Let's see if the wrench goes big enough. Well, we don't need one that big. Let's see. Let's try this guy. Yeah, that's it. And we'll pull that one off, and that'll take the brake and the clutch pedal off. That'll take both of them off. So let's screw the bolt. Last time I took them off when I had the transmission fixed, I took some spacers and made up some spacers and stuff to take up some slack that I had in the pedal. So these 2 washers here were made up to take up the slack that I had in the pedal. So if we take that off, then we can just pull the pedal up. We can slide that one off. That's clutch pedal, or brake pedal. No, clutch pedal. This is the brake pedal. And then pull that one off the shaft. And now we have the 2 off. That'll make it a little easier to drop down. Now we got to take these bolts out. Take these out. Extension on here so we can spin them out by hand. All right, got that one out. Next one. And earlier what I did was my wire was running through here, through the cross member for the positive terminal, so I had to disconnect that, run that back through, and then the transmission cable runs through the cross member right there too, so I had to disconnect that and push that back through so you don't get caught on it when you're trying to drop the transmission. Alright, now we're going to pull that one out, and then we got one more over there. The 2 bottom ones I took out already. I figure out I might as well pull them because you guys can't see that down there anyway. And we're trying to give you the best video we can that you can actually see what we're doing step by step. And now we're going to pull this last bolt out. And then the only 2 left to pull out are the cross member bolts, and then that takes the whole transmission out. Alright, get this one out of here. And the transmission sits on 2 pins, so it's not going to just fall. You literally have to slide it back. There's a pin right here and a pin over here. And as long as those pins are in, you don't have to worry about it. It's not going to go anywhere. So now we're going to take this one loose here. We'll pull that one on that side. And then I can step over there, man, and get down inside there. And we'll pull the transmission out and lower it down. And they're not very heavy, so, you know, if you can handle it, you can do it yourself. But they're not very heavy. I did this one twice already, fixing it. When I got it, it had a busted gear. I had the one gear fixed, and then later on it broke another gear. So then we just decided to have them all replaced, and we had new bearings and stuff put in, and the transmission shop did it for me. We had it done at a transmission shop, and then I took the transmission out and took it to them, and then brought the transmission back and reinstalled it ourselves. All right, now as far as that goes, transmission should be loose. We should be able to pull it back and then just set it down to the ground. So we're going to step in here to see if I can't get tangled up in the mess. We're going to pull back on it, and then we're going to drop it down to the ground. Okay, got it out of there. Use the gear shift, help me lower it. Yep, I'm getting caught up on the drive shaft. Alright, we're gonna have to twist it sideways. Alright, down in here, I'm gonna twist it sideways, push it off the drive shaft. Come on, get down in there. Alright, that takes care of the transmission. And now what we have left is flywheel, pressure plate, and this is our draw bearing or whatever they call it. I'm not positive what it's called, but that slides in here and it pushes on the forks. But I think what happened is either the forks are getting worn or this bushing's getting worn, because I'm having an issue with it when I'm driving. If I stop and I push on this to disengage the clutch, what's happening is I can't move my gear shifter into gear because the gears want to grind like it's not releasing. And if you look down here, I'll have to show you, but there's forks in here, and this one fork, they don't have a lot of pressure to them. They actually push all the way to the front, and I don't think they're supposed to do that. I don't think they're supposed to push forward that easy, because they're actually touching up there, and I'm not positive if that's good or bad. But see, if you put that in, it's there, but you have no room to push. So I think something happened to the pressure plate that's doing that, because there's no room there to disengage the clutch when you push this. So I'm gonna have to look at the pressure plate and see if something happened with the forks or why it's not releasing. So after we get this done, we'll take the bolts out, we'll pull the pressure plate off, and the clutch plate, or the clutch plate I meant, not the pressure plate. We'll pull the clutch and we'll look at that and see what's going on with that. But that's my problem, and that's what we're going to try and fix. So, you know, we'll get it out, we'll pull that out, and then we'll start another video and let you see what that looks like. But this is the bearing, and looks a little rough. Yeah, a little rough in there. Has some wear right there. Got some wear on the edge there. Not very smooth, so maybe we can, you know, order a new one of these and get it replaced. But you can see where we got wear here. They're actually wearing off on an angle. So that might be my whole issue. I'm not sure, but once we pull this, we'll see. And like I said, if you look at the forks, let me get my camera off of here. If you look at the forks down inside there, the forks down inside the hole there, you can pull them out, but when you push them up, they go all the way front till they touch the transmission. And I think that's my problem, is there's something wrong there, because if they're touching back there, there's nothing there to disengage anything when you're pushing on this, because there's no room to push it. So we'll have to pull this off and see if something happened there. But we'll take these bolts off and we'll pull that off, and then when I do that, I'll shoot another video and let you see it. All right, for now, that's it, and we're gonna tear that off, and then I'll get back with you. Okay, we're back, and I got the pressure plate, or the clutch plate, and that pulled out, and this is what the flywheel looks like. It's gears up there, that's a starter there, but that's pulled out, and got some junk in there, a little fuzz. Not sure what these are for. There's a pin there, and there's a pin there, and there's another one up top here, but I'm not sure if that's just an alignment, that, you know, a bracket that aligns the stuff when you put it back in. But this is the clutch plate. That's what the clutch plate looks like. It looks like it's down kind of low. That one there, if you look at it, almost looks like it's on the rivet, but I'm not sure. I'll have to check it. We'll mic it and see what we come up with. But that's the other side of it. That's the other side of the clutch disc. And then the clutch plate itself, it doesn't look very good, but it's got some scarring on it. So I'm not sure if we can have that resurfaced or if there's somebody out there that does that. But if not, we can clean it up with some emery cloth and we'll have to leave it at that. But yeah, we'll have to clean it up. And flip it over on the other side. And this side you've seen from underneath. And the other thing is, down inside here is where the clutch springs are. And like I said, I'm not sure if that's what my problem is, but it might just be the clutch disc. I'm not sure. Let's hold it this way so we can see.